Welcome to the Valt podcast. We are your car culture cultivators, and VJ looks very different today.
Still got great hair.
Yeah, fantastic.
Even getting better.
Yeah. As usual, it's Joe, me, and Sean.
What's
and
going
it's also
on?
Ian.
Hello.
How's it going?
Most of you probably already know Ian, and he likes strange and interesting cars, so I feel like he would be a very fun co-host with this. Okay, so Ian is our co-host today, and he is a territory manager at Haggerty in his work life, but in the rest of his life, he is a collector of strange cars, interesting cars.
The best
There's
cars.
a lot of weird vehicles that come to mind, but he's been on here a couple of times, and he has quite a lot of insight into the car market and what is happening and what is going on and all of the events and all of those fun things.
The love of cars runs deep.
Yes.
Ian taught me that it was a great idea to get a Mini Cooper, but at the same time, a terrible idea to get a Mini Cooper.
Sean
That
bought a
Mini
Mini
Cooper
Cooper
is-
and blew up the motor
And
immediately.
That
like he
thing's
said,
been
it
gone for
stays
months.
broke.
It's the best idea to buy a Mini Cooper if it's a good Mini Cooper.
Honda Spark.
Where is your Mini Cooper?
Yeah, where is it?
It's
at a
still
shop
at, it's
still,
still
right?
at the shop.
Yeah.
All right, good.
It's the funniest.
I got put low on the priority list.
To this day, the funniest thing was coming into Calistoga and just watching this beautiful cloud of oil-esque smoke appear upon the horizon, and I went, "Oh, I know where Sean is."
Yeah, that was an evening,
That
afternoon.
was a hell of a day.
That was a great day.
Joe, what do we have going on?
Holiday party
rest of the year.
is happening. It's tomorrow, so I hope you can come. If you're listening to the audio, it's happening tomorrow, so it should be fun. We've been putting a lot of. I've been shopping a lot for the food and for all that stuff. I have a special gift in the form of a special edition sticker for everybody. Yeah, it'll be good.
So second annual party last year was fantastic. Great turnout, music, the whole works.
Gorgeous cars.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, the
Holy
backdrop.
smokes.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Should be the same
ask for
this year.
anything more.
And it's a whole new crop of cars. There's actually, it's like we get so lucky when we do events there.
Yeah.
Because it seems like 3 days before we do an event there, like 5 insane fucking like Le Mans historic cars just happen to show up. I'm like, oh, that's
I
great.
think it's the beauty of Q4 is because the races have all
Yeah,
stopped
that's
now,
true.
so they all have to go get in
And
for
everybody has to allocate their
fettling.
budgets at
Yep.
the end of the year. They're like, okay, $10 million. Yeah. Put it in that.
That's when your accountant goes, "Have you made any big purchases this year?" And you go, "No."
No.
Well, let's go ahead and
Let's
make
go
some.
ahead
Yeah. You have $243 million to spend.
Yep.
You got 14 days.
Boy, howdy, do I need to go ahead and restore a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Directly after that, the next morning is our last Sundays on Solano of the year. It's going to be a good one based off of everything that's been happening, all the stuff we've been doing. So hope to see you there. And then lastly, in Vault News, our video version of the podcast is now on YouTube. So now we've had one episode go live. We go live every single Sunday at noon. And what I mean live is the videos are posted at noon. Eventually, we will go live with this recorded version too, so people can ask questions to us and everything. But we need to figure out how to do that first.
Yeah.
So
It'll happen.
For those that have already seen us, sorry to disappoint. But hopefully we make it up with Ian this week.
Yeah.
yeah,
The face reveal.
I'm really excited to as the progression goes, because I've decided now that I'm going to let my hair grow out because I was bald for about 4 years. So I was shaving my head.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see you bald?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
that
you
right
did.
when we met you?
Yep, and then I grew my hair out, and I took my hat off one
Oh,
day,
and he
and
was
Sean
pissed.
was upset.
Yeah.
Genuinely upset.
It's like, I thought you
It was the
betrayed me.
biggest. It was the biggest sham in the world. Man.
So, because my wife eventually, she said, "Ian, when are you gonna grow your hair out?" Which is wife talk for grow your hair out.
Yeah.
And now I'm going the other way, where I'm gonna wait until my wife asks when I'm gonna get her haircut, because I want to see where the over under is.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Find the
exciting
happy
to
medium.
actually watch these live and in person. I'll just gradually go back and see what I looked like in the past.
You got a reference.
Yeah, I'm good.
Speaking of references, let's reference some current events.
That was a stretch.
I was like, God, I'm going to come up with something.
well,
Every week the segues get worse and worse.
that's okay. That's good.
I love the
It's
trend.
good. A bad segue is a good segue.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
right.
So if you're into Star Wars, if you don't know what Star Wars is, I can't help you. But Obi-Wan Kenobi's 911 is for sale on Bring a
I've
Trailer.
seen Star Wars a million
It's
times.
probably
I've never
super
seen that
shitty.
car.
Oh, dude, they just dressed it up like a TIE fighter. He never flew a TIE fighter.
Well, the annoying, you're really.
You know the pod race? He drove that in the pod race.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm really upset right now because it's genuinely not even the right movie.
Yeah, I know.
That is
I know.
A-okay.
I was talking,
No, I'm fine. This is okay.
Ian, it's all about bad comments underneath the YouTube.
Okay,
So
perfect.
people can
They
detonate
get
his rubber.
really angry.
Good, because I'm doing it for them in person. This is really frustrating.
What's funny is the price of this car probably like outdoes the budget of the whole movie.
Yeah.
First one.
I mean, they're great
It's nice.
movies. If you
These
haven't seen
Targas are really cool. These
Yeah, they're
early
good
Targas
cars.
are really,
Yeah.
really cool.
It's
It needs a window.
Sometimes they're in horrible shape.
It needs a door seal.
I feel like
Jesus
I've
Christ,
seen
that,
so
that door
many.
seal is destroyed. Look at that.
Is that the
no,
seal?
I think that's the paint.
Oh, okay.
That's a reflection
Okay,
of the
I was
paint.
like,
This is the seal right
That's his
here.
saber
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, that's.
Shut up.
It's
It's got houndstooth. That's cool. Is that Caro
if you
or
actually look
houndstooth?
back up, you can see he's got the updated head unit in it.
Oh,
Go
the,
down. Yeah, it's
that's
that.
cool.
Oh, the
Porsche's-
Porsche one?
Porsche's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
actually credit where credit's due. They did a really good job with those vintage-esque head units that come
Yeah.
with Apple CarPlay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's a single DIN, so you can pretty much
Wait a
put it
minute.
in every single car you own, as long as it's got a single DIN slot.
It has its own Star Wars intro.
The repair bill is
Yeah.
so long; it may as well have been its own Star Wars.
duh,
You know, which is
boring.
the text is coming
I
out.
thought I got super excited as you open
No.
the door. It would be like
Yeah, I think it plays.
Yeah, you open the da 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 da.
another
Yeah.
wrong movie placement there. But
Why was I thinking like when you said Obi-Wan Kenobi? I'm thinking like the original Star Wars.
Alec
with
Guinness.
Sir Alec Guinness.
Yeah, Alec Guinness.
As opposed to
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor, the remakes.
I was too.
The
Yeah.
remakes.
I didn't
Yeah.
even notice it said Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's
Ewan
funny.
McGregor's, not Alec Guinness's.
Okay, that's less exciting.
Yeah.
No, it's still pretty exciting. You've seen Long Way Around and the motorcycle tour that he used to go
yeah,
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you-
Not
did
that
you-
he's like a nobody, but
Yeah.
Did you see Phantom Menace?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. No.
Still to this day, the best Star Wars song is in the Phantom Menace.
Okay, less exciting, but kind of hilarious and trolly.
Holy smokes!
Tesla recalled 2 million cars. I think it's every vehicle it's
Yes.
sold in the U.S.
Yes.
has been recalled.
So this has been, in my honest opinion, a very long time coming.
Yeah.
It's been. I mean, I thought this recall was supposed to happen like 2 years ago. There's this
It could have
huge
very
lawsuit
well.
for years that I think I did. with
The
this.
first hint to me was there was an accident on the Bay Bridge going onto Treasure Island. If you're heading from the city to Treasure Island, you know you're on the lower deck of the Bay Bridge.
yeah, somebody was in
In a
autopilot.
Tesla, in autopilot, he was in the leftmost lane, and the autopilot thought that the overhead gantry sign was a stoplight because it was flashing
Oh, I
red.
saw this, and he
Oh.
stops
It
really
hit
hard, right?
just
Yeah, yeah.
Anchor
Yeah.
out, head, and it caused a
the
10-car
3 cars,
pilot.
but
It's
yeah,
10-car
yeah.
pilot.
Wow.
Ah,
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
Hell
that's
yeah.
my mother calling me. And so yeah, there's been a number of
There was that really horrible one in like Texas or something a year or two ago where somebody died.
there's just the difficulty with because the recall is all about the auto drive, the
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
feature, and one of the things that a lot of manufacturers are doing right now is they're having to really go in and think hard about what their auto drive is going to be doing.
Yeah.
Because realistically, there's always a moral obligation for someone driving a vehicle to be paying attention and really being in control of the car. They have to make decisions appropriate to the road conditions that a computer, no matter how advanced,
Yeah,
will
could never
never
make.
be able to make.
Yeah.
And so, as great as it is to sort of have this, mindset that we'll all be living in the future, reclined back, taking naps between, work in the
Yeah, yeah.
or office and home, or going on long road trips and not actually having to drive our own cars.
Yeah.
The feasibility of it is,
Pretty low.
yeah.
Crazy. So a few months ago is I'm trying to get in contact with this attorney I used to mess with, and I'm like, I don't have his number anymore. Let me look him up online. So I look up his name online. Freaking single car accident in a Tesla on
Did
the
he die?
freeway, where his car they said just veered off the road and hit a building off of 580.
Oh god.
Killed instantly.
Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of those stories out there.
Yeah. So it'll be fascinating to kind of get this is kind of a glimpse into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that this is a really telling to a lot of manufacturers. This recall alone is very telling to other manufacturers that the technology is just not there.
It's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of one of those things where like, can autonomous cars really even exist when there's non-autonomous cars on the road?
yeah, and the answer is no.
Yeah, it needs to be one or the other. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically, today was the first time I've actually ever like ridden in a Model X.
really?
Yeah, we're rode in one in an Uber today, and dude, I'm like, it's so cheap looking.
Yeah, yeah.
Hella cheap.
They
looking.
age. I know a lot of the
Terrible
interior. The
looking.
interior
Inside
quality
is-
doesn't
they're not
age very
good.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the interface
inside.
is cool, but man, if you look at like the interior details and
I
everything,
mean, yeah, it's
I'm
kind of like buying like a new appliance at home.
Yeah.
And it's like piano gloss black stuff. And
Yep.
like for the first week, it's like, this
Yeah.
is really nice. And then like after the
start seeing
second
the
week, it's like, this
fingerprints.
has a million scratches on it.
yeah,
And
Yep. And the white interior is a good idea until you sit in it 3 times.
yeah,
and,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, not the greatest.
Much more interesting than that is the Group B rally car from Ford versus Ferrari like movie.
Yeah. So
What is this about?
So yeah, this is actually, personally,
Oh,
this is
cool.
I absolutely adore this idea because, well, when Rush first came out,
So this is basically a Group B era film. Of,
exactly,
like Rush or-
Rush or Ford versus Ferrari, it's
yeah.
kind of off the
I
same.
thought Rush was way better than Ford versus Ferrari because it's
Well,
actually
when Rush came out for the first month,
Yeah.
I watched it. That it was available on
Like every
video.
day?
I watched it every single
Yeah, I
night because it
believe
was
that.
that good.
Wow.
the new Ferrari film that's coming out is a
Christmas.
hot fucking steaming pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Is
if-
it?
We
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
it's
be
fun.
I'll be
It's-
excited for you to ruin that for me. That's
Maybe-
great.
No, we're not going to ruin it.
No, we won't ruin it.
We're not.
but-
Go watch it. Go watch
Yeah.
it. It's good.
This one will be great. I'm a huge never mind. We're just gonna glance past that, man. I'm really excited for this though. I grew up in the UK during the 2000s, so rally was massive in our household. We got to watch folks like Colin McRae and Mecca
Yeah.
Hakkinen tearing it up out there. It was great to watch them live on TV,
names.
or not live, but watch the coverage of the rallies. So I have a real affinity for Group B. This is just about the fight between Lancia and Audi.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see how they front it up because Lancia was the stronger competitor during this period
Right.
of time, and Audi was actually the
They
new
were
kid on the
coming
block.
coming off of like the Stratos platform and
Yeah, so that's when they had the
were
037
outrageously
and
successful. Yeah, the 037 was
back with the
dominant,
Delta.
right?
Then now they're coming in with this generation. You coming in with the 037, and then you come in with the Delta, and then this is when the Quattro.
yeah,
hit.
and that's when it really became an Audi game, right?
Yeah, that's when they
That
realized
was
that
right
maybe
by the end. That was right around the end of Group B, right? Wasn't the
yeah, it
like
was
couple
sort
years
of
where
they did get
Quattros-
I think 2-3 good years of the Quattro.
Yeah, it's like an 85.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
okay,
really.
so a couple years.
But this is a lot of folks do agree that Group B was the purest form of rally, and
yeah. This will be cool. I didn't even know this movie was coming out.
yeah, when I
is
first
really
saw the
awesome.
poster for it, I thought that it was someone had sort of airbrushed it together, and
Yeah, and
as
it was
like
like
a
a little
hey, the
fake
proof of
thing.
concept it was
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah. Hopefully,
I
they're-
love this because it's going to be actually like things like Ford versus Ferrari, the new Ferrari movie, a lot of the other ones that are like more manufacturer focused get
Yeah.
like the plot lines get really like skewed by trying to be too Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like this will probably be like a really earnest, like more documentarian style thing. Because it's like the people that are interested in rally are really interested in the racing aspect of it all and the people.
I think
what I
Not
was
like-
going to say is hopefully they get the racing right. 'Cause
Yeah,
I didn't like
yeah.
in Ford versus Ferrari. I mean,
Yeah,
I
there's
didn't like
parts
the
of it.
CGI in there.
Yeah, there's parts of
looked
it
terrible.
that, dude, you should see that.
should-
If you didn't like
Oh,
that
man,
CGI,
yeah.
oh, you will laugh.
Do yourself
there
a
are parts,
so excited.
there are parts in
to
that
see
movie
Ferrari.
where you're supposed to be like upset or like have like your heart is supposed to sink. but
Yeah.
you just laugh. because the CGI is so bad.
Awesome.
Like they hired a guy from Fiverr to do that.
Oh, I'm really excited.
Like
I was really
physics engine doesn't exist.
I was really just I was on a really bad downturn when you told me it was a terrible movie, but now I'm really excited because it's gone
Just
past
makes
like
you really excited for the
I
crash.
want
yeah.
to say
Get
in the
excited about it.
trailer, there's even like some bad CGI in the
Yeah,
trailer.
the trailer shows two
Yeah.
of the crashes.
Yeah.
The two really bad crashes that are horribly done. Motherfucker bounces off a rock going downhill in a crash.
Yeah, it was like a
Like
video
the
game.
entire car hits a rock and then like slowly bounces backwards.
It looked like it was claymation hung on by a string. they're like, careful, careful, careful.
I didn't waltz and Gromit does Ferrari
Yeah, that's
film.
what it
Is that
felt
what's
like.
happening?
It felt like some Italian guys were like, beautiful.
He's probably rolling in his grave. That's upsetting.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah.
So some other kind of sad news
Is
coming
it?
with the end of the year is certain platforms being phased out of production. The first one isn't really sad to me because it never, affects me unless I'm trying to go through an intersection. Dodge Challenger is gone.
I don't believe it.
No.
Yeah, they're gonna go. We're back, baby.
So milking their customers for years.
Yeah.
on that thing.
What was it? The challenge? No. What's the SUV?
It was Last Call.
Yep.
And then there's the.
There's a
was it
Last Call was the name.
Last Call, and then there's the.
It's like
the 170
Fortnite.
Last
It's
Call.
literally like Fortnite.
Wait, last
skins.
call edition?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
It came out like I think
What do you
it
get for
was
that?
last year, but now they're doing a whole new Last Call
For this
Demon
year.
170.
Yeah,
and
Do you get like
'Cause
a
wasn't-
cool like badge that says last call?
But it's not the real Last Call because you got it a year
Last
before
call,
the
last
last
call
call.
is point one.
Yeah.
There's
Last call, point
the
two.
owners club of the Dodge. Now I'm going to ruin this, and I apologize. The Dodge Durango Owners Club. I want to say it's the Durango.
Wow.
There's an SRT.
Didn't know that had an owners club. But
there's-
they actually had some pretty big.
Yeah, but it was
variants.
supposed to be the last edition of the high performance Durango,
Yes.
and then Dodge released it for 2 more years. And so there's an owners club that's actually putting together, or they've already put together a class action lawsuit.
The Trackhawk.
The Trackhawk.
Oh,
they
yeah,
killed
yeah.
that, then they
Yeah.
put it in a Durango.
So
Yeah,
they're making
Yep.
there's a class action lawsuit that's either being drawn against Dodge, or there will be one that's being drawn against Dodge, or
For,
at least
like,
they're trying to put together
false
one.
marketing
It's
or
essentially
something.
these people bought these cars at. And we all kind of saw it
Yeah,
coming, but
huge
they were buying it
radios or
huge over MSRP,
Yeah, yeah.
being told that this was the last opportunity that they would ever have to own
Yeah.
a car like this, and then for Dodge to turn around and be like, "Nope, actually, here's this
Still here.
release."
I mean, that's how Dodge. That's Dodge.
I guarantee you, the Challenger will be back.
Yes.
Yep.
It will be electric.
But I think all. Yeah. I think all the rest
Be
of
like,
these
hell
are.
yeah, we're back, baby. Edition.
All the rest of these are real though. We're losing the NSX, the R8, the Aventador, the Ford GT, which Aventador like fucking finally.
Yeah,
That thing
I mean
has
that
been.
platform's been.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The
The
Ford
R8 as
GT
well.
and the 812. Well, yeah, the R8, but this is the it's the facelift R8, so it is pretty
Yeah.
different from the first gen.
So the R8, fantastic car. It is
Yeah,
an
super
amazing,
good car.
amazing car. However, for the price point of, because I was looking these up the other day.
I'd rather
'Cause
have an ST.
I had a
or
morbid,
GT3.
I had morbid curiosity where I was like, well, R8 would actually be kind of cool, but you don't
Yeah.
want the auto. You want the manual.
Yeah, you got it at a first.
So you're probably sitting at well over $110, $120, right?
for a manual V8,
Yeah.
you can get them for like 70 or 80 if you want to get a high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But you got to get an 08 or 09, and
it's-
then those have other issues.
It's
Yeah.
difficult enough, and then you're kind of swallowing the pill of, well, for $80,000, $90,000 you can get. So like, oh my god,
Yeah, you can do a lot.
Yeah.
there's so much out there.
You could get a really bad 996 GT3 for that money, and I'd much rather have that than a first gen R8.
I'm just excited because you see what happens here is you got Acura NSX on the board, you got Audi, Lamborghini,
Yeah.
of course, has another couple of platforms that they're working off of. The Ford GT,
Yeah,
which is it's cool for me that the Ford GT is kind of getting mothballed, but what was really cool was at Velocity Invitational seeing the Ford GT Mark III being
Yeah.
released by Multimatic, the race
Yeah.
version
Oh,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
yeah.
It got like sort of publicly announced.
right.
Kind of tells me that the Ford GT, that brand might be, or that specific model might be getting mothballed for the public perception.
But
They're-
just for racing,
I think for racing, that means that racing development through Multimatic is going to become huge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if there will be a third generation or not.
They might come out with it'll be electric, or at least hybrid or something
Yeah,
along those
I
lines.
do think
but-
the R8s though on this list are like that first gen R8 is still at a really good point for a buy.
Yeah.
This in the next year, it's I think a pretty okay car to buy that has kind of dipped. They made a ton of them, but they are like really wonderful experience.
I wish,
And they just feel so much more special than a Porsche.
yeah.
Yeah.
The experience is pretty different.
Part of me.
go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say part of me still wishes that the NSX
It's
was
Yeah.
so much bigger than
Yeah.
it actually was, and
Yeah.
it is heartbreaking to me. So
It's not dissimilar to
Did you drive that?
yeah,
Fantastic.
It's
I've
not
dri-
dissimilar
so-
to the
Freaking
first
fantastic.
NSX.
every generation of the NSX I've driven,
Yeah.
and it is a fantastic car. I think what ended up happening is and I can't speak, but I think Acura lost faith in the car, and it's kind of the same thing. I'm going to sort of harp on him a little bit because he did a really great job of putting. But Jason Camisa's video of revelations about the first generation, second generation NSX was spot on.
Yeah, what'd he
is
say?
they created this incredible vehicle and then did nothing with the marketing department
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sort of getting the word out there.
Yeah.
And it is an absolute top tier car, but unless you know what it is and you're actively pursuing it,
You'll get a Porsche.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Totally.
Or an R8.
Everyone's like overpriced Honda,
Or
and
an
you're like,
AMG
no,
GT.
you just don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
if-
speaking
if-
of valuations, though.
Oh.
yeah,
No, I
what
was going to
your
say
thought?
if the 812 depreciates like a F12,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah,
buy
those are
one?
sweet.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah?
NAV 12.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You
have
cannot get to my size and ride in a Ferrari, drive a Ferrari. I'm just giving you a heads up, by the way. You can't be American sized in a Ferrari. It
Well,
just
so
does not
speaking
work.
about cars to buy, as you would know, the bull market, the bull thingy just came out.
the bull market list, yeah. And
Haggerty's bull market for 24 just came out, and what shocks me the most is that there's a fucking
freaking
Plymouth Prowler
Come
on the
on,
go-
E, come on, bro.
okay, you're sassing
next to a Countach.
okay. Here's the thing, right? Okay, so two things.
They are cool. They
They
cool
are
as hell.
impeccably cool.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
think,
could you believe this thing was being built in the 21st century?
No, that car is of the 2000s. The big
Yeah.
plasticky bumpers.
So
It's-
crazy.
But you got to think that car sort of, if you sort of close your eyes and you picture the 2000s sports cars and you don't, that is American. That
Yeah,
you look at
yeah.
that and everyone is going to go, that's American. There's
Yeah.
no question.
I mean, it resembles like a little bit like a chop top Model A coupe.
Isn't
Hot
it
rod
like a
kinda
shitty
thing, you know?
V6 in there too?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's a fucking boat anchor. Yeah.
Okay,
There's
and
nothing going on.
I'm gonna genuinely upset every American enthusiast. And probably not, but the car is just god awful to drive.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
But it's pinnacle American because it looks good sitting still. It looks
Yeah.
fast sitting still.
Yeah.
When you're riding in it, if you take away the whole driving experience, you do feel something special in the car.
I'm sure.
But you realize that everyone looking at you thinks that you're just a Burke in a purple shoe. It is so bad.
That whole remake they did was at early 2000s. Everybody, the whole
PT Cruiser.
nostalgic,
PT
Yeah,
Cruiser.
PT
You know,
Cruiser.
the PT Cruiser
Dude,
was.
they're all trash.
Did you ever see any of like the early the early materials that put together to like identify their target market for the PT Cruiser? Their target demographic for that car was like 20 something
Oh yeah.
outdoorsy like active
It's-
person.
it's
and
the
it
s-
was like 64-year-old retired.
It's the same person that was supposed to buy the Honda Element. It was
Yeah,
the same
exactly,
person that was supposed to
exactly.
buy into Scion as a brand.
Exactly.
And it come to find out, no one wanted any part of it.
Yeah.
Hey Sue, I love this. What about you? Oh, Janet, yeah.
Yeah.
You mean it's made by the same company that makes my Camry? Very good.
I'm curious what the claim on the 46 to 50 Chrysler Town and Country is, because my general understanding of anything pre 1970 at this point is that unless it's something phenomenally historic and respected, it will be forgotten as an investment.
I think that might be a misnomer just because of the fact that there's, the idea of having something like this, a Woody convertible or something, is that is someone's rolling up in short shorts, gray balding hair, and like
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Balance
yeah.
Nikes.
Yeah, okay.
That's the kind of idea. But in honesty, these things
That's
are
true.
so meticulously built and so well put together
Yeah.
that they will last forever.
That's a good-looking
They're
car.
gorgeous
Yeah, they are
cars.
really
People
incredible.
genuinely love these things, and they do
They have
such
a big
good job.
cult. I know they have a huge cult.
Yeah.
following.
Yeah. I mean, the good ones will always be valuable. And,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter what years these cars are. The good
Yeah.
ones are always going to be special.
Something special to someone.
And-
The bad ones are going to be forgotten, of course.
So this actually, if you scroll down here in this section, the intelligence component. This is kind of the thought that I was trying to put across there, is that only young enthusiasts only want the newer
this is
cars.
Exactly what I was just asking.
It's not the
Yeah.
case. It's honestly because a lot of us have this romanticism in our head about driving the car that our dad drove, or the car that our grandfather drove,
yeah.
because those are the ones that we really experienced when we were kids. This car, the Town and Country, really epitomizes that.
Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
a young dude showing up in that at a car show, you
Oh
shut
yeah,
it
you
down.
kill.
Oh
You
yeah,
kill.
it's like
Shut it
Armand
down.
going anywhere in his Mustangs. Everybody's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's so cool. yeah.
This one we could just go
yeah,
past this one.
I mean, E92 M3,
E92, yeah.
I can't help but agree because they have been undervalued for a long
We
time.
talked about that last week too.
Talking
So
about
the
the Lime
Lime
Rock,
Rock.
yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, they're like a last of an era
The
car.
Pajeros, we've seen these come up a ton.
Yeah, that one.
in
This one doesn't
America
make sense.
recently.
There's so few of them that I don't think.
Well,
a
they
bull
no, they
market-
just were
Let's-
never made in America. There's
Yeah.
not that few of them.
I
They're
think-
just in different markets.
I think for this one, what you can really take away is that it's not just this really just specific Pajero. Like that's not just one thing. That is the entire Japanese SUV market.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
going
it's all going crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we take a look at the Japanese SUV market, this is really a pinnacle example of what that crisis looks like. You really want a Ferrari FF,
I
don't you?
think they
Yeah.
did like on that. What do you say? Is it Pajero?
Yeah,
I think
Pajero.
they did like a Snoopy version of it too.
that was probably worth $1 million.
Is there one in the
It's a
they
Charles?
also did
version of
a flat screen version of it.
Is there one in the Charles Schultz Museum?
Okay, so Pajeros are cool, but you know what stood out the most to me on this list is the FF.
Called it.
And we've been talking about this. I know Sean and I have been talking about this since I met him, but the FF is so cool, and there was a period where they were like under $100,000,
Yeah.
which is shocking to me.
Yeah.
A shooting brake, all-wheel drive Ferrari V12. Is it V12 or is it an 8? It's a V12, right?
It's 12, yeah.
Yeah.
The GT4C Lusso
we
was
found
an
one
8
on
turbo?
Marketplace Finds in the very beginning of this.
Yeah,
this
I remember
think
that.
it was like 90 grand.
Yeah, it was pretty clapped.
Yeah,
They
the
look
check engine light.
Good too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
in
really
person,
cool.
They look good.
And you just never see them. There's a guy in Arinda that has a black one that I see sometimes.
Yeah.
I think the most
my
unique
mind.
thing about those is the wild all-wheel drive system
Yeah, it's-
and the back seats that are genuinely comfortable to be in.
yeah. They
You can fit in
knocked
them.
it was a surprisingly un-Ferrari,
Yeah.
in my opinion. It's very Lamborghini Ferrari.
Does this would we consider this car to be like the start of the supercar SUV revolution that seems to have
I
hit?
could see that. Yes,
Maybe.
this
Absolutely.
really
I-
nailed the crossover revolution era.
It did.
It
for
was.
sure.
Yeah.
I would say that this was one of the first supercars.
Yeah.
In for modern times, there were plenty of like old Lamborghinis and things that
was
had
like
four seats, but
The
this
Urus
kind of
before the Urus was
with
Urus.
the all-wheel drive componentry, 4 actual seats in it, and space for your groceries.
For no reason.
Yeah, other
I
than
can't imagine
the-
anybody ever moved a family in one of these. Maybe
No, I mean like maybe for fun, like for to be funny.
Just because I'm like, yeah,
Look at this.
It's a
Straight
GT
piping
car.
That thing, dude. And just
so
man,
cool.
It's a good car. You don't see them enough.
Yeah.
These XKRs, I'm gonna skip that. They're cool.
They're
Don't
cool,
really
but
care.
nah.
I do think the nice ones are going to be
Yeah,
valuable.
they're really
though.
cool,
Not
but
a
they're just
convertible
kinda
like the one in the picture, but like the
These
coupes.
Impalas are really cool.
I drive one
Yeah. Impala's hot.
in an instant.
This is a great angle of this car.
Yeah, look
It
at
just
that.
makes me think of like cops in this.
No, you know what that car is right there. That car is just every cop show
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
in
exactly.
the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
In the 60s, 70s, 80s, and just I said 80s, didn't I? That was wrong.
No, you wouldn't get it. It's a Jeep thing.
Thunderbirds should be more
Thunderbirds are
valuable.
beautiful.
They should be more valuable.
Yeah, they're
That was
worth
my
like
dad's first
$7.5.
That was your dad's first car.
They're
maybe
very
like $8.
super cool. I really like these
In fact,
cars.
you can get like a watermark one for 50 grand.
60 grand.
Dude, there was a guy selling one here.
The Prowler.
Hell yeah.
Nice car.
This is an iconic.
Oh
photo.
my
Wow.
God! It has the actual. It has the trailer.
Yeah, the Prowler with the Prowler trailer. So cool.
214 horsepower, baby.
214.
But it's like
How is it-
214
4
like
speed
My wagon
automatic
has 2
tranny.
more horsepower than that.
How is it? How is it that the American auto industry can get such little power out of such engines?
3.5.
What is 3.5 liter? I mean, like the
Oh,
3.2 from the Mercedes was making 217, so that's kind of close.
This
look at that
Acura did a
list.
3.5 liter V6 that had almost 300 horsepower at the same time this was made.
Yeah.
I love our bull market list. Haggerty does a really,
It's really good.
magnificent job of doing the bull market list.
Yeah.
This has been, unfortunately, one of my least favorite years. The year prior,
Yeah, last year was awesome. The M Coupe was on it, I think.
the
Right?
900, the Saab
Yeah,
900,
yeah.
which I have been.
SPGs, yeah.
By the way, I'm still looking. Don't tell my wife, but I'm still looking for a hatch
Yeah, I don't
with the
blame you.
3 spokes
Yep, they're
turbo. There was one on the
really
Breakfast
cool.
Club rally recently, and I fawned over that car.
Yeah,
So hard.
yeah,
They're cool cars.
Cool. Whoa, Joe, you sold your 280?
Yeah, today.
Congrats.
It's going to New York. The money is going to be wired tomorrow. I posted just kind of randomly on the Mercedes forum.
Did you already ship it without the money being delivered?
No.
Okay, that's good.
It's like the deal's done. I haven't been paid yet, but the deal's done.
No.
It's like, whoa.
But yeah, no. I posted it on a forum yesterday and just was like, "Here it is. I don't want to finish the project."
Yeah.
And
Did you get your money out of it?
yeah.
Nice.
And there were so many people that wanted this car. Like so many
It's
people.
really, I mean, it's really
and
unique.
Someone just kind of like basically found my number on somewhere like Bring a Trailer or Facebook or something.
Yeah.
And called me and was like, "I'm in New York. I've been wanting one of these for years. I'll buy it right now. Give me your bank information.
No haggle.
No haggle."
Sick.
So
Congrats.
it's done. And so
that
it's
was
not,
a saga.
it's not done, but like it'll be done probably in a couple weeks, which
Yeah.
is nice. Big weight lifted off my shoulders because I don't have to paint it, which is nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you're buying a car from the Otatis, you're in good business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's running. It's running well. It's running well.
That's one of the ones that
I love the fact that Sean just tried to hype you up, and
he's like, "Nope,
you
no."
and your father and you both sell fantastic cars, and all you went was, yeah, it ran.
Anyway, buy this RX-7.
I hate selling cars that are unfinished.
Yeah.
I didn't finish this
You
one.
just didn't need this in your life.
The motor is running great, and the interior is perfect.
Uh-huh.
It needs a paint job. It needs rust to be dealt with. A little bit of rust, not bad.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then you could drive it. You could sell this thing for 4 times what I sold it to.
Yeah.
Sold this guy for. But this guy is a Range Rover collector, and he's
oh, this is going to be worlds ahead.
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah. So
So he actually wanted something reliable.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So he might he'll hopefully he loves it.
Yeah.
But in other news, Allie's friend, not my friend, but Allie's friend. I don't really know this girl.
Wait, you're married. Don't you guys share
Yeah.
friends now?
Actually, I met her a couple.
Why is Joe like undermining everything? Every qualification you have.
Yeah,
No, my car's
hold
the
on,
only
I
run,
realize-
and these friends aren't mine.
Okay, hold on, because so Joe got married earlier this year, right? So
Be a year in February.
I'm gonna learn you something here. They're your friends.
Your friends.
They're
Whether
your
you
That's what
like
she
them or
says a
not.
lot about money too. It's like our money. And then she spends all of the money, and then I'm like, well, we can't buy a house now, I guess.
It's your money.
I still get in trouble for saying mine. It's blah blah.
Yeah.
Whenever I say things, even when it's stuff that I've clearly bought for myself that she'll never have interest in,
Yeah.
I still get in trouble. So I have to make a conscious effort. But I'm dumb brain man guy, so I forget all the time.
have bad brain.
I have bad. I have dumb brain, and so I have to make a conscious effort. So I'm learning you something here. That's your friend.
Okay, well, anyway,
Unless she's mad at you, then it's
Anyway, his friend is selling an RX-7.
I have in my garage right now a white over blue
Ooh, cool. I didn't know that was blue.
FFC
Yeah,
RX-7
that's
convertible,
sick.
5-speed, 240,000 miles.
I mean, yeah, those.
Is
The
it a turbo?
service, no, it's
No,
NA,
it's
it's
a-
an NA
it's
rotary
NA.
car. The service
NCs were-
records on
NCs
this
were
thing
non-turbo.
are insanity.
It has to be.
It's been serviced at one shop since 2002.
Wow.
And it's
was somebody's
like this.
daily?
It's like pages, and I'm
So-
like, this car runs amazing. Like,
240,000 miles.
yeah, and on cold starts, it doesn't even
amazing.
burn any oil. Like I was talking to some rotary people, and
No
they're
way.
like, every single cold start, it puffs oil. I'm like,
is that the
this thing's
second
amazing.
generation?
It's
NC
the
is-
944.
NC
It's the
second,
944.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
like
the
944.
really angular one.
Yeah,
But
it's like almost identical to 944.
Got it, okay, yeah.
It's a great. They're awesome. I mean, this one needs a upholstery. Like it needs seat work.
is it up on any websites? Is it going Cars and Bids?
No.
Bring a trailer.
I talked to some people at Cars and Bids, and they need the seats to be done. I mean,
it's that bad.
Yeah, it's like worth like $5,000. It's not worth it to them, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince the person right now. Our friend Frank referred me to someone that would do both seats total for $800.
What?
All in.
I mean, but the car's still going to be worth like $6,000.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Like, you could sell your car for between 3 and 5, and get lucky, and get sell for 5, or spend $800 on it, and maybe sell for $6,500. And she's like,
yeah, not worth it.
You know, not worth it.
Just
But it runs amazing. Like, it's a really interesting and cool car.
Yeah.
But like, it's just there's no market for it. So
Bring it to the show. Put it up for sale on it.
yeah, maybe I can see if I can convince her. But yeah, that's my updates.
Do you guys have any project updates? You probably do.
Yeah.
What's your project update?
Well, I sold some stuff. So the Volvo is gone.
Nice.
Who bought it?
It's my buddy out of Carolinas.
Okay.
Sweet.
Because someone that we know just bought a Volvo just like yours.
So the funny thing is I was fighting with that car
George.
for such a long time,
Flip on George.
trying to figure out why it wasn't starting. And it sort of goes back to Occam's razor, which the simplest solution is probably the most likely one. But I was messing around with the electronics or the wiring, and I rewired part of the car. Didn't really work out so hot. And then my buddy who bought the car flew into California to come visit me and kind of pick up the car. And he goes, "Did you replace the positive line from the battery to the coil?" And I went,
Nope.
No. And we did that, and he hit the starter once, and it immediately fired up. And I was like, I feel actually genuinely bad about selling that car to him for the amount that I sold it to him for, because I sold it to him back in August during Car Week, and he bought it for a number, and then 2 weeks before he was supposed to come out and see me, a Volvo exactly the same sold on Bring a Trailer for
A bigger
about
number.
$2,000. No, it was really close to what I sold it for.
Oh, okay.
About $2,000 more than I sold it to him for, and
Yeah.
it was in far better condition.
Oh,
and
man.
I feel really bad for the guy. He was probably worth more than I actually, or it's probably worth less than I sold it to him for. So I'm very thankful that he didn't
Got
back
it.
out the deal,
And he got it
he's
running.
and he's got it running, and he's going to be restoring it, and so he's happy with the car.
That's cool.
And
But
that's why you don't buy cars during Car Week.
Yeah. There's a lot of alcohol involved.
Yeah, you're probably drunk, so don't do it.
And then the Mini's been mothballed again, just because I ended up buying a 1967 Austin Mini Moke,
Nice.
just from a local guy. And so we're working on that right now. It literally needs, one of the brakes needs rebuilt because it's leaking brake fluid all over my floor. But in the back of my car right now, I've got 2 sets of 13-inch wheels that I had refinished.
Nice.
And we'll figure out which set I want to put on it. And then when April comes around, when it's like nice and warm, I'll start driving it. And
Sweet.
GTI's finished.
It's exciting. Yeah, the
So-
GTI's in good shape.
My God, that car is so good.
The interior's really nice.
Is that a forever
Yeah.
car?
What was that?
Is that a forever car, you think?
That is a forever car. I'm keeping that car forever. I've my heart and soul. I looked at it the other day and I was like, oh man, what did I do? And then I drove it and I was like, oh, that's right. This
Yeah.
car is impeccable.
The picture you posted the other day looked great.
Really nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do have a car I have a thing for sale if anyone
Okay.
wants to buy it. It's a
I have no money.
Oh,
2022 Triumph Trident 660.
Is this yours?
Yeah, I've got a motorcycle.
I didn't know about that.
Well, I came over to Sonoma's. The only time I rode it this year was to come to Sonoma Raceway
Yeah.
to the Valt event, and I drove it back home. So
Yeah,
a total of 50 miles.
Yeah, you should sell it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that was the only time I rode it this year, and I realized that I'm probably not a good motorcyclist anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm selling that bike right now. I want at least 7 out of it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's got 1,700 miles on
Anybody
it.
wants a Triumph.
Yeah, just hit me up on Instagram or whomever.
Sean, what's up with your cars?
dude, nothing
The Z's
much.
going soon,
The
maybe?
Z
Probably New Year.
is supposed to be started tomorrow.
Yeah, you said last week it would be
know.
next. No, he did say, to his credit. Last week he said it would be next week. So
Yeah.
Tomorrow would be next week.
Tomorrow, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
So I'm hoping to have that done before the end of the year.
I mean, it shouldn't take that long to swap that motor. You have
No.
everything you need.
Yeah. It's plug and play, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but when you're
Mounts
waiting on
and-
other people, on other
Yeah.
people's schedules, that's the
Yeah,
tough part.
yeah,
Yeah. So nothing. Actually, no updates for me.
yeah. Yeah, I have nothing. I have no updates. I don't think my E30 is missing a lug nut. I walked out to drive it the other day and it's missing
Again?
a lug nut. Yeah.
Well, that's why you got 4 extras on the car.
It's a
actually
it's 4x100. So
Oh, okay. So there's 3
that's
extras.
why I haven't driven it. If it
You're
was
still fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. The others are torqued down. You'll be okay.
Well, are
You got
they?
Haggerty on
Because I'm
that?
missing one. So
That's a really good point, actually.
You know, the great thing about having an old car in the wintertime is because you don't drive it, nothing breaks.
yeah, it's true. Everything breaks in the spring because he didn't drive it for 5 months. Yeah. Speaking of old cars and bad decisions,
Yay.
marketplace find time.
Yeah. So I sent this to Robert earlier this week. I just thought it was cool. This is not anything funny or anything, but it's a 190E.
I talked to Derek about this. He thought it was really cool too.
Yeah, so it's a 190E Mercedes. Like we've been talking about the 16 valves and everything, but it has I think it's like a 3. It looks.
Are you laughing about this too?
Yep.
That's very creative.
I'm sure if
Everybody
I spent enough
that
time with
posts on-
fine-tooth comb, I could probably figure
Your
out what the
license plate isn't
is.
going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Really.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
The only
yeah.
people that can look up your name from your license plate are dealers, and they don't give a fuck. And this isn't an AMG.
That was such an effort to put in X's and O's over the license plate, but yeah,
So
all power to
Joe,
'em.
tell us a little bit. It's a 190E
Yeah, it's
with
a 190E
a
with a-
E36 motor, right?
E36 Mercedes, 3.6 liter AMG motor.
Or C36 motor. Sorry.
Yeah, C36.
My bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's makes sense. But so it's a 3.6 liter big six. I think it's the same motor that Derek has in his.
Yeah. These
in his wagon.
make like 280.
280.
That's a
270,
lot of
280.
power for this car.
For this car, it's insane.
That'd be fun.
And it's a manual too, which is
That'd
probably
be
right.
super fun.
So
this is why I
is-
would much rather have this than my E30.
and 12 grand.
Yeah, that's actually a
But
pretty fair price.
the price might actually be
high,
might
yeah.
actually be where it's supposed to be for a vehicle that you probably can't even get through smog right now.
Absolutely no
Yeah,
shot.
there's no
Because
way you
remember,
can
with
swap
engine
this.
swaps in the state of
It
California,
says it's not carbon.
yeah,
legal.
when you swap an engine into a car in the state of California, you need to swap every piece of the donor car
Yeah.
into that,
Yeah, this is a
including
Montana
the fuel
special.
tank,
Yeah, this needs to go.
Fuel tank too?
everything.
This needs to be Montana.
evap system.
Wow.
The everything, just everything has to be swapped in.
Wow, I didn't know that. So every piece of the engine and drivetrain.
Yeah, because what they'll use is they'll use the numbers based on the donor car
okay.
for the
They
emissions
inspect
testing.
the fuel tank?
Well, you know, it might be one of those cases where you get the ignorant,
Yeah.
inspector. smog inspector, but the difficult.
But I mean, for
yeah.
this, it'd be carb legal, so you'd have to get like it's carbon
high emissions.
It'd be
you know.
so hard to do.
Oh, it'd be
this.
so difficult.
I mean, it'd be like well, not really though. If you think about it, it'd be like an S15 and A30.
Yeah, which people do a lot.
Yeah, so
But that
it's
might be a
just-
much easier swap.
Well, this has been done, so they just need a.
It
standards.
looks really good though.
Yeah, I mean that would change the
this would
wheels
pass-
immediately.
pass
But
the
Change the
the
wheels
wheels.
immediately.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
it change the
wheels
wheels back to stock, and then.
But it is really cool.
Dude, this is be such a good car with
I
the right
really-
wheels and like
Such a
sport,
sleeper too.
sport seats too. Like
Yeah,
getting
really
the,
good.
getting the Cosworth
Yeah.
seats,
It's in really good shape.
making it a 4-seater instead of a 5-seater, and putting the Cosworth stuff up front. This would be really. I mean, you know, like
Yeah.
you put like maybe $5,000 into this.
Yeah.
you could probably sell it on a Bringer trailer for like 40.
I mean, I seriously considered messaging this guy when you said it to me.
Yeah, it's cool.
I want that
It's a
thing.
super cool car.
Yeah.
But that was my find for the.
So
for
my
the-
find is quite different. It looks like it's the product of Photoshop.
There. Oh my god.
Can you believe this is real?
That's awesome.
How does it not snap in half?
Wait.
Imagine how thick the frame rails are on this thing.
that is incredible.
2015
Hope they were thick.
Ram 4500 regular cab and chassis tradesman cab and chassis 2D. Whatever
So
that
for
means.
That
anybody
is a 14-foot box.
So for
Ugh.
for anybody that's listening, this is a Dodge Ram single cab with what looks like a 25-foot bed or so. If that's a 14-foot box.
So I'm wondering what this. Oh, hello. I'm wondering what the story of this vehicle, because it's a dually 2-wheel drive.
So is it like an extended frame dually?
You know, I have to think that this
It has to
may
be.
have originally been a box truck that someone put a bed on.
They just made a bed
That
for
they
it.
made a bed for because
It's pretty okay. I mean, this section here does not look right.
it looks so
It
sketchy.
looks a little saggy.
Yeah, so my thought process is the reason why this thing is not
Okay.
bowing in the middle is that this is a former box truck.
So it has box
that
truck
has,
frame rails.
it's a ladder, really strong ladder chassis on it.
mean-
Yeah, you can even tell
Damn, he got the underglow.
they got the underglow. Oh my god, underglow.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say they've color swapped them, but the tag lights on the roof or the transit lights on the
right,
roof.
right.
So I think that this used to be a former box
They did
truck.
a pretty good job blending
Let's
the
read-
lines
let's
on
see
the
the
rear
description of
arches.
it, the,
I'm
details.
serious. Like they actually did a way better than I would expect.
What's the description say? This vehicle is
Excellent
paid off.
truck.
I should hope so.
I have absolutely no complaints. Really? You don't ever have any
the
issues
only
turning
issue
over-
with this particular truck is that it has its own motor.
Oh my god! I love Facebook.
The only issue with this particular
fucking
they
doesn't
added
run.
all these extra words. The
Yeah.
only issue with this particular truck,
This
of course, it's-
specific
But
one.
I believe it to be valued
one
at
that you-
$48,000.
The one that you are interested, you're looking at here, is that the motor exploded.
it's really unfortunate to tell you. I'm sorry, sir, but yeah, the motor exploded.
My favorite. You can tell that this guy has been trying to sell this for quite some time because the last sentence and 5,000 isn't a serious offer. But if you go through the photos, he's like photoshopped random. It looks like clip art ads. So if you go through some of the photos here, yeah, there was a fabrication photo. Yeah, you could tell that he's done this.
Where's
yeah,
the fab
go
photo?
back. Back one. Back one. No, okay, keep going that way.
This one?
It's like navigating.
This one?
No, keep going back. Back.
No,
Back.
back.
There.
There it is.
Oh yeah, okay.
See, he fabbed it
Box
up.
truck.
That's what's
So it must have been. This is
like
the
that-
standard bed, and then
That's
he
a
just
standard
built
bed, and he
this
fabbed it
frame
up.
here.
Oh no.
Dude, just fix the motor.
But why?
Yeah, you put this much time and money into the thing, and then you can't fix a motor.
But he
That
believes
sucks.
it's $48,000.
I mean, I
car's
can't
worth
imagine a
$100.
turbo diesel 6.7 liter Cummins motors.
He did this
Dodge motor,
the
right?
smoke tune. And
This is-
Yeah.
blew his engine up.
Yeah, this thing's crazy. If I saw this on the road, I'd freak out.
I'm gonna put the word out now.
Drive away.
And
if
it's
any-
not a dually.
No, people need
It's a-
to listening to this podcast.
It's-
No one buy this because
Yeah,
the concern that I have is that someone's going to give him the $48,000 that he's asking for, and he's going to do the same thing to another poor truck. And so, I want to prevent this from ever happening again. This right here, any reasonable offer, Bay Area.
Insane. 12 bolts will allow you to remove the bed.
Yeah, see, this is
doesn't say
either it's either a
anything-
former tow rig or a
Doesn't
former
say
box truck or something.
Anything about the blown motor.
12 bolts will allow you to remove it?
Dude.
I'm good.
yeah,
I'm not rem-
sick, dude.
You go over the wrong speed bump.
It's like that's one step away from yep, and you take the ratchet strap off, and the damn thing will just come off.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, that seems good.
All right, let's
Sean,
look at
what about
some.
Sean's?
Oh
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Sorry,
Sean's.
it
I want to
was
see
clicked
Sean's
already.
right now.
So
Maybe
look,
this will be a real find.
it is a real find.
Hope it's not TV.
And it's not a real.
It's a Toyota Tercel Proyecto.
Oh hell yeah! Wait, what currency is this?
That's
Brands
Domin-
that sell
Dominican.
Oh, okay.
is that what is
So
that?
dude, so when you go to the Dominican Republic, dude, is like it's everywhere.
Whoa.
Not everywhere, but especially on weekends, it's like a thing where everybody comes out in these fucking cars. So there's
Really?
like in these systems, they spend thousands of dollars
same thing.
on these systems.
Like the same thing, like a big
that's
external
a small
fee.
one.
That's a small one.
Wow.
And you know, these systems are like freaking 10 feet high. And what they do is they circle around and they have somebody playing like
they torture somebody.
car deck. and they have to switch so the cars don't catch on fire. But
Because the electronics are
loudest
so-
and the most
You mean because it
obnoxious
pulls
thing.
so much power,
It
the
pulls so
electronics?
much power, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the
probably
whole
thousands
trunk
of
is
watts.
just amps.
Yeah, thousands of watts.
So
batteries.
quick. So I saw you
Look at
scrolling through the
this.
photos earlier. You talk about how there's all of this is powered off of what has
A
to
car
be
battery
multitude
and a motor,
batteries.
right?
But if you go through the photos of it, it's one battery, and it looks like an auto trade or auto part
And,
special.
and this engine.
Dude, well, the hilarious
He's
part
got
of this.
the who's a what's it 2 liter in there.
The funny thing about this is that speaker system
I love how
is so
thick
much
that
more
power
powerful
cable
than
is,
the
too.
engine.
Look at how thick that thing is. So good.
Wait, that looks
That's
like
the
a ground.
That's the ground. Oh my god! So
Look
now
at that.
I've got a new concern. If that's the wiring for the ground, what does the rest of the car look like?
Look at it. It goes right on top of the fucking
The manifold.
valve. That's the valve
Or
cover.
valve cover. Yeah.
Well, he's probably not driving that far in this thing, so it won't get hot enough to cause any
This is
issues.
his. I assume this is a carb.
So yeah, air cleaner with the carb.
Yeah, it's the
single
intake
single.
underneath
What
its
what
carb.
happens if he gets a little bit of gas and a little bit of spark over here?
I think that's the least of your worries, man.
Insurance fraud happens.
You are literally driving a car that is twice the width of the actual car itself.
Yeah.
Wait, so when they're driving these on the road, is that entire unit just up on the roof?
So no, yeah, it's on the roof. So it folds down, and they just strap it and they stack it on top of the roof.
Oh, we should get this guy in touch with the dude with the big ass pickup truck with the long bed because all they need to just chuck that stereo crap in the back of the long bed pickup truck.
Yeah,
Oh, it's perfect.
that Tercel is probably more dependable. And
Oh, for sure. So just take the engine out of the Tercel and put it in the Dodge.
So I think Ian maybe found real cars too, but maybe not.
No.
Okay, that's way more legit than our shit.
Okay,
that real?
so I'm on this like
$6,000.
Yeah, NASCARs are really cheap. No,
I'm
NASCAR,
having
real
this I'm
NASCARs
having
are
this
mad
crisis
cheap.
of conscience right
You
now.
can't do anything with them.
No, it doesn't matter. Could you
There's no
imagine? There's no engine in this thing. It
Yeah.
does not matter. This is my thought process, right? So I'm having this crisis of conscience because I've always been this like Euro hot hatch guy.
Yeah.
But then
Like,
I come across
maybe I
things
need a
like this.
NASCAR.
And I'm like, you could buy a whole freaking NASCAR for $6,000. Find Jim Bob and his 350, hopped
Yeah.
up 350.
You could just
chuck
just
that
rent a
into this
U-Haul
car.
and steal the motor. And
Is
then
that
get
how
it-
that works?
Yeah, and then tow it back to the U-Haul lot.
Oh, good. That's exactly how that works.
That actually was a huge problem.
Oh, I'm sure.
People with trucks used to rent U-Hauls and other trucks like that, and then do an engine swap.
That's what killed the Hertz.
course, this thing's
That's what
new
killed
guy.
the Hertz Rent a Racer program.
Exactly.
With when the Shelbys came out with the Hertz Rent a Racer, that's what killed those off because people
would
kept
steal
engine
motors.
swapping.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, for $6,000, you could have a campaigned 1997 Napa liveried Monte Carlo NASCAR in your garage.
With a cup holder.
I
so
hope that's what that is.
with there have been
Drinking
so
his
many
beer.
natty
Pepsi
lights in
there.
that cup holder.
Driving 200
That
miles
cup
an hour.
holder has been specifically made for natty lights.
Yeah, there's a sticker right there.
I think it's I see this
Yeah,
and
it's
it
cool.
makes me so excited to be alive because it's just the coolest freaking thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Buy
cool,
that,
man.
chuck it on, go get a
Don't
crappy
even
trailer.
ever drive it. Just keep it in your warehouse for like parties and things.
Yeah,
And
it's
people
a
will be
party
like, "You
piece.
have a NASCAR?"
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I
you
would
got-
chuck. I would find the Radius 350 or something and
Long
chuck
story,
that
Bob.
chuck an engine in that.
it'd be super easy.
And just drive it.
Just get like an old truck motor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just park it in your driveway.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be so-
people will take you super seriously.
the HOA.
That's Ricky Bobby.
You better hope that the HOA is not impressed.
Okay, and your next car, I think, was also a race car.
Kind of. Yes. A little bit.
That's a race car. What do you mean, kind of?
It's so sick. Okay, so
Did they race these?
do you know what
in
these
period
are?
for real? The hell
No.
is this?
No,
All right, so
probably
these
not.
are called Legends cars. And Legends cars are essentially like half pint versions of 30s and
Like the
30s.
OG NASCARs. You mean?
Yeah, well,
Like bootleggers?
Well, like bootlegger cars. So it's they're like pint-sized
That was the
versions of
pre-NASCAR
Chevys and
series, right?
Fords, right?
Yeah.
So you buy these things. They
It's a
come with
373.
they come with a yes.
3 diff.
Yeah.
So they come with a
Oh, okay.
little motorcycle motor in them.
Okay.
Sequential gearbox.
Two-stroke or-
Oh, nice.
No, it's usually
Wait, it
there's
has a motorcycle motor?
yeah. I think it's Suzuki engines
Like a
that are going
Busa
this.
motor?
I have no idea. I don't.
It must be like a liter bike motor or something.
But
Big.
to buy this and campaign it, you can buy these things brand new. It's like $18,000 because the folks that
They look.
the
I can't tell how small it is, but I think
so
it's
if
really
you-
small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That's
It's-
the man.
It's single
Oh, wow.
seat. You sit in there and you're literally
It's
that's
like
you in the car.
Probably AutoZam size.
Yeah. So I found I asked
Desktop.
around because I was curious about these things. And I was like, "What's so is there a Legend series? There's a Legend series of racing." However, I asked around a number of track day organizers. They will allow you to bring those
2 track days.
2 track days.
Look at the wheelbase.
So
the
and-
wheelbase, but the wheelbase is the length of my legs.
Do
'Cause
me-
his butt
Yep.
is right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Do
his
me
front legs are
all you
right
have
here.
to do is watch Legends car racing, and it gets
Wow.
you so freaking amped up over these cars.
That would be so
to
fun.
have a track prepped, safe as hell.
They're really safe.
Little
Safe?
race car, yeah, because they're
Cages?
essentially just roll cages with a plastic body on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Safe as hell, sequential gearboxed. This thing sounds like a little F1 car.
Little
It's so
straight
cool.
cut sequentials.
To have that, and then the tires are dirt cheap to run. It runs on normal pump gas.
I mean, I'm sure it doesn't wear that badly because it's so small.
They're
light,
saying that you could
low power.
probably run an entire season on a single set of tires.
It's like a Lemons car.
It's so perfect, and so I've become crazy addicted to
Wow.
looking these up, and they're just brilliant.
I love this windshield angle. Maximum aero. Imagine your glass.
So I
I
actually
don't
was
think
curious. I was
I don't
curious
even
about
think
this.
it's glass. I
You
think
can
it's like
actually make
wire.
these.
Yeah.
You can make these road legal. There's a whole group of folks. There's a whole. They have little itty bitty
fuck
gas
you do that
tanks
for?
on them, so you can't go really anywhere in them.
Yeah.
But there's a group on Facebook that they go into and convert these into road legal vehicles. They'll put the lights, the mirrors, the tail lights, brake
Wow.
lights, all that good stuff, and they'll convert these into little road legal cars.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Well, good find. I learned something today.
Yeah.
Legends cars. You got to look them up, man.
Okay.
Speaking of learning things,
So,
off-road vehicles.
back a little bit of backstory. Ian texted us and wants to go on the Gambler 500. If you don't know what that is, we'll talk about it later. But it begged the question of maybe off-road capable vehicles.
Volvo V70R with off-road tires.
Yeah.
Sick.
So, well, you've seen a resurgence of these cars, right? Like you started with the Safari 911,
Yeah.
like a
Huracan.
traditionally not really a car that is off-road capable, but has been turned off-road capable. Now there's the 911, whatever the thing is called, the car, Lamborghini.
The Lamborghini car.
Yeah, the Lamborghini thing. All these different manufacturers are coming out with this off-road version of a car that shouldn't really be off-road, but it's more of like the meme. So it begged the question, what makes a vehicle off-road capable? Because obviously it doesn't mean it just has to be a truck, because there's all these different
Yeah.
cars now.
I feel like there's a pretty simple formula there. Clearance, tires, and suspension, right? And
Yeah.
maybe like a low-range gearbox.
I mean, not even. You get the right tires, you get the right suspension, you can pretty much go anywhere you want to go.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about, you mentioned trucks. Trucks have become so much more on-road vehicles. The utility of the truck has become more about comfort
Yeah.
or given way to the comfort, and it's less about towing capacity and things along those lines, and about
Having a bed. And
the accoutrement that comes with having a bed. Oh, this
Yeah.
has an inverter in the back, so you can. One of the most recent, I think it was a Ford commercial. It was all about going out and tailgating. You could bring your TV out there, and you can bring all sorts of stuff,
has
so you
like
can
a built-in
tailgate
inverter.
properly. Yeah, and so it's wild to me now that the vehicles that were classically used for off-road, you remember the old Chevy commercials like a rock,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
old Ford commercials where they'd be trailing up a trail and they'd be having another Ford truck on the back of it.
Yeah.
And it's not that anymore. Now, whenever you see a commercial, the F-150 is on the road,
Right.
and the
That's a
Chevy
good
is on
point.
the road,
Never
and
thought of
so it's not that anymore. It's you could pretty much send anything off-road if you put suspension on it and
And tires.
tires.
Yeah.
Especially now.
It has really changed.
With all the good cars, having, four-wheel steering.
Yeah. Four-wheel steer, all-wheel drive, or
all-wheel
four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
There's a really wild video I was watching of a gentleman in a Subaru Outback going up the same trail behind a bunch of Jeeps and having zero
the
issue.
Outback is actually the new Outback is
The
incredibly
Wilderness
capable.
Edition, which is like lifted ever
Little
so
bit.
slightly, but
Yeah.
it's wild to me that you can buy now essentially what is a basic Subaru.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
for like 45 grand.
like 2 years ago, I went out. I was backpacking, and the night before, I camped at like a trailhead, and it was like a 5 mile road to the trailhead from like it was like 1,000-foot elevation drop to
Yeah.
get to like this campsite, and I was in my parents' Subaru Outback, which is a 2021 Outback, and the whole road down there is like it's completely off road, non-graded, like you're basically off-roading.
Yeah.
And I passed a Jeep while I was doing it, like a lifted huge Jeep with a light bar.
Yeah.
And the guy had like pulled off and was like checking his tires and shit. And I didn't do anything. I pulled up to the gate. I didn't change my tire pressure. I just put the car in like low range mode and like flew down the hill. And there's all these crazy tight turns.
Was
The
that
car
guy
was
like?
great.
Was he like, hey, do you know my friends Janet and Sue? They drive a
No,
Prowler.
no, he just said you don't get it.
Or a
When I
PT
drove
Cruiser.
past
Yeah,
him, he said he wouldn't
have a
get it.
PT
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah. But he was like,
Did he try to hand you a duck?
So funny. No one.
You don't know this?
No.
Jeep people
seen those ducks.
hide ducks on each other's vehicles.
Like rubber ducks?
Yeah,
I've seen
rubber
ducks.
ducks is like
Why?
it's like a calling card. Like, hey, I
So
see you.
random.
Here, you've
see
been,
you
and
in
it's-
Jeep.
you've been ducked.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, the Outback is surprisingly capable.
so if you were to pick, just to extend the topic a little bit, if you were to pick any single modern car currently available right
be
now
like an off-road
to
car.
be your off-road car, it could be already an off-road capable car like an Outback. What would you choose?
I do like
I think-
I'd do like an S-Class Mercedes and just make it
That'd be
incredibly
insane.
good off-road.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
wild.
a good idea.
That'd be
Really
wild.
cool. Yeah.
Didn't we already talk about this? It's the Mitsubishi Pajero Mini, the Snoopy
Oh, yeah,
edition.
absolutely.
No, I kind of like the idea of
Like a luxury sedan.
just
Or something
no. I
like
want a
that.
station wagon.
Or a luxury coupe.
Yeah, I would want to. I want to go with the wagon.
Yeah.
I don't know which one though.
Oh, like a Taycan Cross Turismo.
That'd be
or-
fun. That'd be
or
fun.
a
That's
Panamera
overhyped
Cross
now.
Turismo, I
That's
think,
like
yeah.
that's definitely been rendered before.
Yeah.
So I think isn't Australia getting a really low dollar Toyota pickup
Oh, I didn't know
truck,
that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
the Ute,
Yep.
and it's essentially just 4 doors, a bed,
It's basic.
and that's it.
And some wheels.
And some
I think
wheels.
it's like 19 grand.
No
new.
suspension.
Yeah.
But that's
no
the thing.
diff.
I mean, that's really
With a little 2 liter.
Yeah.
You know, it's just done.
a perfect little itty bitty
That
truck.
would be
Like a Turbo
awesome.
4.
No, I think it's just natural. I think it's just a 2 liter.
200 horsepower.
Yeah, it's like nothing. That's you just
I've got the
function.
one that I've always wanted, and I want the new iteration of it. Is the Suzuki fucking Jimny?
Yeah.
It's such
They're cool.
a little nugget, and it is so freaking cool, and I absolutely adore them. And I want it in lime green, and I want to
Yeah.
just hoon that thing around and have a good time.
Yep.
Was it Mike? Is it Arazi?
Yeah.
He just bought he has a Suzuki Samurai.
Yeah.
Is Suzuki Samurai, and then another
So cool.
another one of our friends has a Jimny.
Yeah.
He was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Alex.
Alex.
I think I'm gonna be boring. Yeah. I'm gonna be boring, but I kind of always have wanted a Subaru
I
for
really
some
thought he was
reason.
going to say a Jeep.
No,
No.
he's gonna say a Wrangler.
I thought he was going to say
No,
anything Jeep.
I've been
You know,
like-
Jeep had 3, maybe 4 of the spots on
The worst.
2023's least
Yeah.
That makes sense.
reliable cars.
Yeah.
Chrysler.
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 So you were saying
I don't know.
Subaru.
I think that the
Are you going to be an STI boy?
no, but I was kind of like for like about 3 weeks. I was really interested in like a base silver WRX.
Why not a Baja?
I just think that'd be cool.
You know the Baja? The
Oh,
Subaru
yeah.
Baja? This is so cool.
He's gonna say the Tribeca, and I'm gonna have to go over there and hit him.
Curb stomp.
In terms of modern Subaru, I do think that it would be kind of fun to outfit a Crosstrek, like a manual Crosstrek.
Yeah, they're cool.
190 horsepower.
Yeah.
Little boxer engine, and just outfit it in a cool way. I probably would hate it after 2 weeks, but
Because
I don't know. I guess I detail so many of them. Like this seems like a nice place to be. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. They're nice looking cars. They sold really well.
You know what? So I'm thinking about trucks. I'm thinking about all the cars. But you know what? I might actually even go electric on something like it.
oh
Can I go
no,
electric?
They're really heavy,
Only
dude.
if you get FSD too.
I do maybe like an Audi, the Audi e-tron. the
Yeah, they're really
GT.
cool. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I was in that mindset with the luxury thing.
That's cool.
Slap some bigger tires on
I'm
that.
really excited for you to
You just
get to
go
where you're
Taycan,
going to
but-
and not be able to get back.
You go Taycan, but you get
You got to
the-
build
get
a
the
hybrid setup. Put a
businessman
diesel generator in the back.
There's a trailer
Plug it into
with the diesel generator. It just kills his
Bouncing
range
it
even
like
more.
bouncing all over the place. Yeah.
I actually know somebody who's building they're starting a company that builds trailer units with built-in lithium-ion cells.
Yeah.
So that you
I've
have, if
seen
you have a
those.
truck, you can extend your range.
Oh,
with
that's
your
curious.
Trailer. It's like, okay, so now you're gonna have a 7,000-pound truck with a 5,000-pound trailer.
It just
You know that there's a company that is called Range that we know the owners of too.
Yeah.
That is like for that, but instead of a trailer, it's like a huge like drivetrain assistant that like extends the range. It's like such a better idea. You should look into it. You should tell that guy to look into it.
It's a much better
He
idea.
should pivot probably.
Yeah.
it's funny that you mentioned the top three, the Jeep were on the top three least reliable.
Might have been 4. It was
Something.
like basically every Jeep on sale
It was
right
the
now.
Wrangler, the Cherokee L, which is the long SUV. There's like another Cherokee, and then probably another version of the Cherokee.
Yeah.
But you know what else was on there that surprised me? You talk about the electric, the Rivian.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh
like
my
number
God,
3.
yeah.
It was like
Shockingly
number
bad.
3 worst.
I have friends with Rivians that haven't been able to drive them because they're always at the shop.
I thought they were supposed to be really good.
No, they are good. When they work, they're great, but they're always broken.
That's how Alpha owners
Yeah,
justify
right?
owning an
That's-
Alpha
Yeah,
Romeo.
that is literally exactly what every Alpha owner has told me.
When it's really
the
good,
best
it's
car
the
in the
best
world.
car, but
I drive it
breaks-
once a year.
yeah.
Yeah, shit just falls off on Rivians, and like the over the air updates barely function, and the cars are always bricked all the time.
Wow.
I have a guy who's been trying to drive his car to Tahoe for months, just to say he did it,
Yeah.
and it's still like he's doing it next week because it's been in the shop for 2 months.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, you just fucking get rid of this car while it's
Yeah.
still valuable.
Yeah, they are still.
I started getting concerned about Rivians is when one of their promotional videos that they let out was essentially about how they created the turn indicator noise. And apparently it is
yeah, I remember
bamboo or some nonsense hitting against a rock, and they took it and they
I don't
did
like that part.
audio.
Yeah, when they lock the car, it's like a bird tweet.
Yeah, there's all those.
And when you
weird
turn the
things.
car on, it's supposed to sound like a wind like breeze.
Yeah, I've heard all that. It's
I
very.
hate that part.
interesting.
That's not.
That's-
Anyway, let's stop Rivian bashing. I actually like that car a lot.
it's a good car. Yeah, they're good cars.
when it
They're
works.
good cars. They're good cars when they work.
When it works,
I love
it's
my
amazing.
Alpha and I love my.
Yeah, when they work, it's like a copium thing, isn't it? You know, it's good. It's
You
good.
gotta justify.
okay,
you
let's
gotta
continue
justify it.
talking about off-road.
Okay,
things.
so here's the scenario.
Gambler 500.
I'm so excited.
So we are entering the Gambler 500, figuratively and actually, I think in
Before
reality.
we start, we have to make this promise now. We are doing the Gambler 500.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
How much
I'm
money?
down. I'm down.
Sean's like, I'm awake. What'd you say, babe?
I have just the Gambler 500 is such a good, honest to God event. It's
So,
the epitome of.
Explain it to everybody.
So yeah, long story short, a lot of people know about Concord lemons. They know about the 24-hour lemons. You purchase a vehicle, dirt fucking cheap, preferably under $500, and then you go do some outrageous task. Gambler 500 is pretty similar in the fact that you want to go in there with something that is not appropriate for being off-road, dirt cheap, probably the hooptiest thing you can find. The unique thing about this is that they don't have a cash a price point limit.
yeah.
So you can spend above $500 to get your rig, but long story short, you want to try and do this as fun as possible, have as a good a time as possible. So do it for as low buck as possible. The cool thing about this is they go off-road into the backcountry, and there's no set trail you go onto. You have a start point and you have an end point. But the trail that you go onto is kind of your own plan. The goal, though, is to clean up the trails as you go along. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
what ends up happening is that people go out, assholes go out in the backcountry, and they dump shit in the
Yeah,
middle of
everywhere.
nowhere. So trash, old boats, crap like that. Gambler goes out there. The participants go out there. They drink beer. They go, well, let me flip that around. They go off-roading, then they drink beer.
They drink
but
beer,
as they're off-roading,
They drive.
yeah, as they're off-roading,
wilderness.
they clean up the backcountry.
I didn't know that.
And it's
That's cool.
just, and then they have, I think it's 2-3 days. They
Yeah.
go camping, then they come back to home base, and it is just an honest to God. It looks like a blast, and I am so excited. I've never had an opportunity to go, but I want to go so freaking
Do you
bad.
start at point A and end in point B, or do you start at point A, go out, come back at night?
So, from my understanding, the trails that they go on are usually released to the participants. But it's the way that I understand it is that there's a point A. You go out to point B, you stay the night at point B, and then you come back to point A where your inevitable trailer is, and you're going to take your crap home. Along the way, you pick up the stuff, and then at point B or point A, when you depart, you deposit it in an appropriate rubbish receptacle and get rid of all that stuff.
That's
So
cool.
yeah.
So with all of that in mind, Joe, walk us through the scenario.
Well, it's just the Gambler 500. So you need to pick a car that will get you through it. Ideally, you get a car that you get to go home with for the so you have the memory of it, and you don't have to deal with putting more garbage into the area.
Is there a budget on the car?
No budget.
No budget.
No budget.
So what are you picking?
But we should also think about cars we actually would buy
Yeah.
for the next Gambler because we might do it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this for a second because I think we do have to have some sort of distinctive
I
rules.
want a limo, man.
There's inevitably going to be
my
with
God,
VJ.
that would be horrible.
Yeah, no. A limo has been done, and I kind of want to do something unique to the situation.
I know.
But we have to. I'm going to make the rule now. Is we have to all 5 of us or 6 of us because VJ is coming along too. All 6 of us have to be able to fend.
Wait, us 4 and who's the and VJ and who's the 6?
Me.
There's 4.
Oh, there's
Plus
4,
one is
5.
VJ.
Okay, so 5 of us.
Fine.
Sorry.
You can say
All
6.
of us
Any
in one
standard
car,
sedan.
or all of us in separate cars?
Well, do you want to do 2 cars? It might be fun to do 2 cars.
We're all thinking on this budget, and Sean's like over there on his own budget.
Lamborghini Storado.
I already bought a Storado.
He's rolling up in that FF. It's lifted.
So if all 5 of us are in the car, and me, you, and Joe are in the same
Yeah,
car,
that suspension
who's
is not.
sitting in the middle.
Also, the suspension is not going to be happy.
I'll
with
ride
that
in the
many
I'll ride in the
big
trunk.
boys. I think maybe we do 2
2 cars. Okay.
because then we also have like an assistance car and more parts and
Okay.
more. We can pick up more garbage.
Yeah.
We can do 2 cars with 5 people. We can have a budget for that. But what cars are we doing? Can't be a truck. That's too boring.
No trucks.
Dude, I would do like an old Cadillac.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, like a
an
Coupe
old
de Ville or
drop
something.
down- yeah,
Yeah.
Eldorado.
Yeah.
Or a Seville,
We could do this
something like
Top
that.
Gear style where we could do that as the feature film car, and then the 300 SD can just be in the back,
Yeah. yeah.
waiting,
Yeah.
waiting for you to blow up.
Yeah. Okay, what cars are we buying for Gambler? We got. You want something American?
I like the Cadillac idea because
Yeah, Cadillac would be fun.
300, just V8, big, slow, lots of torque.
I really want to do
Lots of
something
torque.
like British or Italian.
I had
Could you
an
imagine?
Oh Jesus,
Could you
that'd be
imagine
insane.
trying to do like a fucking
Impossible.
Fiat or Alfa Altisarelli?
Impossible.
just a
Like
few-
an Alpha, like what are
Like
those?
an Alpha Spiders?
164 or something.
Yeah. I don't want to do it.
I just feel
But
like
really
I just
wanna
feel
do it.
like if there was any footage or video that came out of an Alpha bombing it all over the dirt roads and
It
shit,
go viral.
every single Alpha owner would want your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you could get the hooptiest Alpha ever, and they would still find pride. But I'll tell you, if we want to do Italian, might I introduce you to the Fiat X19?
Oh my!
The body.
Is that the like Fiero looking
That's the
thing?
Fiero
Yeah.
looking
Bertone
thing.
body?
That's the one
bodied
that
by
is always
Bertone.
Yeah,
broken.
yeah.
You won't make it home, but it's
But
the,
it's like $7.
but it's the one Fiat that Fiat owners that the Fiat enthusiasts just don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
So if you bomb it over ground, they don't care.
Yeah,
You're fine.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a company that makes lift kits
For X19s,
for the Smart 4.2.
Which is the same. Which will
Hilarious.
Smart 4 too.
I mean, but the thing is,
We
you'll
need
never
4 of them.
you'll never high center in a
No, it's
because you have 7 inches between the front and rear wheels.
they are the
It'd be like a
funny,
little RC car.
I bet
Yeah.
they could crawl really well.
the difficulty that I
Although
have,
they're taller than they are long.
and that's kind of the reason why you can't take them out on the track either, is because
because they're just
I've looked
flat.
into this. The other difficulty is that despite the fact that they are god awful cars, they
Yeah.
are still $7,000 to $8,000.
Yeah, yeah. What about an Insight, a Honda Insight? The
like
the first gen
Small
Insight,
little-
Yeah.
the tiny one that got like 72 miles per gallon. We do the entire Gambler on one tank of gas.
Talk about environmentally
I
friendly.
mean, it won't break. It's
No.
a fucking Honda.
No.
You
You
just
ping
put a
that
lift
thing,
kit
yeah.
on it from China. That
Well,
is
I think
$18.
you could fab yourself up. I don't think I've ever thought that hard about the Honda Insight.
and they come in manual,
you get a 5-speed.
and they're like $6,000.
That's crazy.
the smart decision would be if you're going Honda is to do the Element, because the
Yeah.
Element
But
came
this-
with a
but then you
manual.
have the
Boring.
heating
Come
that's-
on. Then you
yeah,
got
it's
a
too easy.
truck, basically.
Yeah.
Too
It's
easy.
boring. You say
Do an
inside.
do an insight. Yeah, but like it's so stupid. You're doing a hypermile car off road.
Well, if you're doing that, why don't we just go the full hog and get a fit?
yeah, that would be good.
I saw a manual fit the other day for sale.
You're still hard up on the fits, aren't you?
He
There's
he
a
owns
manual
like
one
20
for sale
Honda Fits.
at,
You know that?
No, I didn't. Are they
They're
manual
all
or
company
auto?
cars.
Manual one. Oh, manual or auto.
Oh,
Yeah.
bummer.
Wait, where is this manual Honda Fit?
At the Honda dealership.
Oh,
How
is it
much?
new? It's new.
No.
How much?
Oh, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Like I think they wanted 11 for it.
Oof. See, Honda Fit started getting popular again because people started realizing that they were actually decent
Incredible
on the
cars.
track.
Really good
capable cars.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's just such a big list. Honestly, in my head, a gambler car is like set your budget and go on Facebook Marketplace
Yeah.
and find the absolute best mechanical quality car you can within that budget that's probably Japanese. That's what I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or maybe American if you find the right car, but probably not American because it's going to be like 80s cars.
The thing though is that if you're driving American and you need a spare part, you can go to any O'Reilly's
Yeah.
and they will have
But
it.
a lot of Japanese shit is like Hondas are the same way.
Yeah.
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 I like the big bodied American
Gotta be
idea.
big, yeah. It's got to be
But
something
dude, think
that's-
about your clearance in one of those. You got like
You just lift it.
18. Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing is a lot of those were body on frame. So you
Oh,
can
yeah,
essentially
yeah,
just
okay, so if you
put
get a lift,
blocks
you get-
underneath it or just put, yeah. It doesn't matter. You can lift
Yeah.
those things up pretty easily.
Yeah.
Although, do you remember Clarkson had the Excellent, which was, I believe it was an MG. No, it was a Mercedes. You got to, yeah, there he is.
That was how you spelled it, right?
The Excellent.
I
yeah.
remember that thing.
I'll just take the 450.
That.
Oh, it wasn't. This is just Sean's car. This is what Sean
Yeah.
already owns.
So what we do is Sean sells it to us for nothing. And then
After he just spent $7 million building
I'm
it.
so much into that car right now, dude.
You know about his car?
no.
His
You
Really?
got a 450?
Yeah.
He's got a LS swapped 450.
Oh, perfect. Dude, we're taking it on the gambler.
We got so much power, bro.
Bro, I'm like $30,000 into this car. Right
Okay.
That's not bad for like a full S.
Not my
you
30.
basically-
I only paid like 4,000, less than 4,000 for it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh
are
my
these
God.
numbers you're actually supposed to be sharing with us? Or is this something that Joe's going to have to edit out later because your wife will
no,
listen to
No, I'm
this?
gonna put it in bold.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the?
Spent $34,000 on this
That's the
stupid
title of the video.
That's the
That's in labor.
whatever the fuck it's called. Thumbnail.
Oh my God.
Have you guys seen the Trailer Park Boys, the series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys say American, I
Yeah.
think of
You
like
think
that shit. Like that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
Holes in the car.
doors like falling off. Like I would be down for
Ricky's
like an
been living
Oldsmobile.
in it for a couple of
Yeah, like
years.
an Oldsmobile or something. I would love that. Obviously, and we could tow shit with carts. Just go full
Technically,
Trailer
you can
Park
make
Boys.
Any car American.
Every Mercedes owner heard you say that you
let's
have a
decide-
V8.
Each one of us has to decide on one car for the gambler.
All right.
Regardless of what our situation would be, if you were to go do the gambler, what's your decision? I already have mine.
Well, you know, you think about something that you can dump,
Yeah.
like take it on the gambler and then dump
Throw it
afterwards,
away.
sell it,
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I've got mine.
I'm doing a Honda Insight.
You're really hard in on
Doing
this
a
insight.
first gen. I want it. Oh, I want one. I really want one. There's a huge cult following for these cars. They're supposedly really good.
Didn't he introduce me as the guy that likes odd cars?
Oh my god!
They have Honda Fit.
So-
It's the same transmission as the Honda Fit. It's a really good transmission.
But it's definitely the
It's the
pot
most
calling the
non-
kettle black.
It's not exciting car ever.
It would get the job
70
done, but
miles
that's
per
about
gallon?
it, basically, yeah.
Dude,
You'd
he's
be so
in there, you
environmental
get-
for
There's
everything.
Robert from Vault.
He gets those wide rim
There's
glasses.
the Vault.
He's doing 70
what's
miles
he
per
driving?
gallon right now.
I think you find, gentlemen, that I did this entire drive on one tank of gas.
I'm doing an Insight.
What are you
was
doing?
yours? You have
Oh, mine is the legendary Ford Aerostar van.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I
It's
have
epitome of box, man.
an obsession with these Ford Aerostar vans.
Yeah.
They are the most hideous shit boxes.
Yeah, they
Look
really.
at the tank. Look at the
They
Look
really,
at it!
They really nailed
They nailed
The worst.
the 90s.
rake like angle on the front here.
It's
It
so
just
that when you
ends
get in
in a
an
flat
accident,
line.
Look at that and tell me that is just
wow.
who.
It's so that when you get in an accident,
Somebody in
you lose your
Arizona.
legs.
Somebody in Arizona has 46 of these.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
and
gotta
they
go.
love
That's where
them.
we're
You
That
know
is
that.
awesome.
You know that for a fact.
so
I bet they'd be fun to drive for a little bit though. Just
Yeah,
like,
but
just like
you
The
want-
smell.
American
I can
spirit.
smell
You
this
can
photo.
smell that
I
interior.
can smell this photo
Yep.
through the screen.
but look, I
How many
mean,
pixels are there? You think?
yeah,
64.
I just think that this would be brilliant. You keep this. What? No, yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, look at that body kit.
Is she an
Tell-
aficionado? You think? Is she one of the aficionados?
I think so.
Tell me that was not. Yeah, this
Is
is
that the
not.
Facebook group?
Look at
Look at the
steering
digital
wheel.
dashboard.
I like the steering wheel.
Look at the, so the
Yeah,
dashboard cracks
it's
me up
very
because
Citroen.
I think
Yeah,
these
yeah.
were only in these were a '90s vehicle, but that's clearly an '80s dashboard.
Yeah.
I'd buy one of these for the meme. How much are these?
Well, this is a
I
91.
I don't know,
I bet
but
they're
I've
expensive.
genuinely
I bet a nice one's hard to find. I bet they're like probably 10
It's like
grand.
a
For swale.
Previa, like a it's like a Previa.
Yeah, I
for
bet, I
swale.
bet they're $7.99 right there.
$7.99.
Yeah.
$7.99.
What you guys need to tell us what cars you're buying?
I
Sean
mean,
and Joe.
I think I have to go with the 140 because I think it'd just be fun to do that with.
Oh, look at that, fancy.
That's I can tell
That's
you.
not an Aerostar.
I can tell you that is
Oh,
not
yeah.
an
Go
Aerostar.
back because that thing only had 27,000 miles on it.
Six grand.
What?
Look.
Yes,
Okay,
for
that's
$8,000.
That's a rollback. That's a
Yeah.
rollback.
No way.
No, it's only a
It's
5.
legit.
Yeah. What we'll figure out is that
That's
there's only a
legit.
5.
Look at this bumper and tell me it only has
No, go to the interior. That's
It's
what
a
it matters.
5-digit
Go to the
odometer,
interior.
and it's been rolled over twice. Is what you're telling me.
No interior photos. Okay, where's the seat?
Oh, look at that! Look at the interior.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
You can fit all of your friends in the back of that
it's not
thing.
27,000 miles, but it might be. It might be. I mean, that's
Look
a
at that
nice,
front seat.
It's a nice seat.
Yeah,
That is a
the
captain's
bolsters
chair.
The bolsters are in really good shape.
Where is this?
That is the right color.
look at those
Oh, it's got the
mags.
right wheels on it too.
wheels.
It's an Oregon.
Tell me you guys are not. Oh, it's the Eddie, Bauer, edition.
And it's in Oregon.
Sick.
We could get it on our way to the Gambler.
I'm just, boys.
grand,
I
but
have
it's
never
not
been
bad.
so excited for a vehicle now.
Look at these wheels.
And the
Dude,
best
I can
part
just
is,
imagine
have
the
some
brake
of those
just
on my
fire.
Firebird.
once
dude.
we're
Yeah.
once we're out of the Gambler, you can take the rear seats out and haul around like motorcycles and engines and shit. It's
I'm
like
not gonna lie. It's an interesting proposition. This
it's the Ford Aerostar wagon. Everyone needs.
Dude, this is so cool.
Are we now the founding members of the Aerostar fan club or some nonsense like that?
There's 4 members.
4 members, 1 Aerostar.
something about that van inside just feels so like it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
it's childhood.
It's
be
your
okay.
mom is taking you home from soccer
My mom never
practice,
took me home in a
band.
Ford Aerostar, but
For some
when
reason, it
I
feels
think
like she might have.
It feels like it's gonna be if things are gonna be okay.
If we buy
Those
you
rear
got the
seats-
column
those
shift,
rear seats are
Yeah.
probably
you
the
get it
worst
in gear and you just
experience.
go.
if we buy an Aerostar, you know we can only exclusively eat Gushers,
Capri Sun. Capri Sun.
goldfish. We can only drink Capri Suns.
Our dessert is only what are those
Go-Gurts.
frozen pop?
Go-Gurts.
Oh yeah, Otter
and-
Pops.
Otter
or,
Pops,
Or
yeah.
you can only we have to crush Nutter Butters into the rear carpet. I hope none of you have like a prevailing nut allergy because we're just eating nothing but PB and J's.
Yeah, I think Ian's car is the winner. I think
Yeah.
a 140. I personally would like to drive off road at some point, but it's not wouldn't be as gratifying as the
Yeah, that's
Aerostar.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
What did are you still on board with your American big V8
I really like the
300
Cadillac idea.
slow?
Some like
6.5
Toyota.
liter, 98 horsepower Cadillac.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fine.
The only
But
downs.
it has to be convertible though.
Yeah.
Yes.
horrible
So the
experience.
frame
And the
can
top-
flex every time you go over a rock.
It's not suspension flex.
You hear the new
You
crack-
see
a
those.
new
You
crack
see
every
those
5
photos.
seconds.
You see those photos of the trucks like completely like going 90 degrees of one another.
Yeah.
It's not that. That's just the frame in the Cadillac. The doors are popping open.
The windshield
close.
breaks. Go over your first rock. No windshield. No doors.
He's writing Dear Diary. We lost the windshield the first day. Most of the chrome trim went after.
At least you drive in an opulence.
Yeah.
Those are all very good ideas. But I think I have to get behind the Aerostar.
Yeah, I think so.
That
So
blue
we like.
one's cool.
Oh, it's so good.
We'd also like to hear from you guys. So make sure that you drop your car. What would you drive for the Gambler 500 in the comments below?
Yeah. And we might just buy it.
I'm so on board with this. I cannot
Don't
believe.
move to Texas, and then we can do the gambling.
Well, I'm re-signing my lease, so you're stuck with me for at least another year.
Good. All right. That was fun. Let us know what we didn't need to buy for the Gambler.
And hopefully we'll see you there too.
Anything else?
Not for me.
All right.
Sweet.
See ya.
Bye-bye.